What's going on, guys? Vic VP back with another Gamecase Arcades video. On this one today, we're going to be doing an overview on yet another ByVic 55-inch dedicated shooter running my PC Launchbox big box based system, over 300 light gun games in this one single cabinet. And yes, it does have the two Retro Shooter Reapers RS3s. We have dual pedals on this, sound system and all, 55-inch TV, and the gun for IR TV sensors. Yes, another Time Crisis themed cabinet going out. Headshot, headshot, headshot. Let's take a look. All right, you know the drill. If you're not following me on all the socials, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow me at Vic_VP. There's a convenient Linktree link in the description down below. And also, if you're watching this on TikTok and Instagram, it's also in my profile description. So go there, click it. You'll see the website. You'll see all the social media links: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Be sure to also like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this ByVic 55-inch dedicated shooter. Only light gun games on this one. But again, it's one beautiful cabinet that plays over 300 games. Again, you'll see my YouTube shorts. I do post a lot of minis and all that because I do honestly get more views on the shorts because people like short form content. That's what this video is intended for. That's why we're gonna be doing an overview, just talking basics. Obviously, stay tuned. I will have a full video going full force, full detail on this specific cabinet here. Again, be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to follow on Instagram and TikTok because some YouTube shorts, they're longer, so they have to go to TikTok for the longer version of it. What are you waiting for? Just go follow. Go follow everything. Go follow. Aliens! Ah! Always, every time I film these videos, especially these overviews, I'm like, I have to do a quick pep talk, and I'm like, you have to keep it short, Vic. People want short videos. They don't want to sit there for 25 minutes and hear myself repeat myself, which I've already done, but it is what it is. On this one, again, we're doing an overview. We're going to talk about just the basics on this. This cabinet is actually going out tomorrow. I'm going to be delivering this tomorrow. Person's about 2 hours away, which is A-okay. I'm going to wrap this up tonight, and we're going out tomorrow. Again, you're looking at right now a ByVic dedicated shooter, 55-inch. Anytime I say ByVic 55-inch, that is the TV screen on this. Beautiful, simple TCL. This is a QLED TV. It does 4K, it does 1080p. It even does 1080p at 120 hertz, which is like, whoa, I'm mind blown by that. But again, this cabinet here is just strictly shooters. Only light gun games. You're not gonna find Pac-Man on this. No, no, no. Any game that could work with the light gun, it is on this. Now again, you're looking at over 300 games. That's what's great with these dedicated cabinets. One cabinet right here plays 300 light gun games. You know, I've gotten to the conversation with some people like, oh, hey, Vic, I have an actual real, I don't know, House of the Dead cabinet, which is like that unique shaped cabinet with the two guns. Big cabinet, and you only have one game. So you might want to either, not really, I don't want to say you should convert that, but usually if the CRTs go out on a regular cabinet, original cabinet, most people lean towards modifying it to play more than just one House of the Dead. Again, though, you're looking right now at ByVic 55-inch TV on this. We do have the Reapers, the Retro Shooter Reapers. So you're gonna have the RS3s. They're in black and gray. Also does have the dual pedals and the USB right in the front. Very convenient storage. I could pull out the pedal, I could put it back in and store it away. Very simple. Again, this right now is running a current gen custom built PC by me. I get so many emails and comments like, show the PC. I'll show you it. I have the individual pieces. For the amount of money that you're spending on this, I'm not going out and buying a used Facebook Marketplace PC. No, these are totally brand new. I have the receipts from Micro Center and all that. That's how it should be done. But if you see my recent short, I personally went out and I did buy a used Facebook Marketplace PC for my personal use as my House of Rock dedicated shooter, Dance Dance Revolution, which I forgot to mention in that video, Guitar Hero and DJ Hero and karaoke system, that was running a Dell Optiplex. And I said, you know what? It's time to upgrade because games that are on this using current gen PC specs such as Cobra and Ghost Squad, I'm able to play it beautifully on this right here. Now, quick spoiler alert, I bought that used PC running now a 2070 Super Ryzen 7, 16 gigs of RAM. I still can't play Cobra, and I still can't play Ghost Squad. I am going to be testing something where I'm going to be putting a M.2 SSD in that used PC that I bought. So we'll stay tuned for that. But again, I'm going to show you everything on this. Sound system on this, again, it's the Z533 Logitech. Yes, those are like not standard, it's a desktop audio sound system. I decase it. I take the casing, I pop them out, put the speakers right here. You can't really see it in the video, but right here I have my custom kind of notched out, hand drilled speaker grill. Speakers are right behind here, and the subwoofer in the rear. With that though, the Z533, it comes with a big volume knob. That's still inside the cabinet. That's kind of hard mounted in the cabinet. So you kind of set it one time and forget it, as your real volume control is right here. So as far as the cabinet features on this, again, we're doing Time Crisis themed artwork. People love it. People love it. This customer here, I'm not gonna say he was on a time restriction. He was just like, hey Vic, you know, I just want this as soon as possible. So he stuck with Time Crisis. He does like Time Crisis. He loves the artwork. I did mention though, I was like, hey, you know, I could still bang out a new art package if you want me to. He's like, no, Vic, I love the Time Crisis artwork. Let's just go with that. So Time Crisis themed cabinet on this. Red and blue T-molding, that dual T-molding. Gotta love it. It's gotta go with the theme. As far as on the control panel here, again, lighted LED buttons, which really you don't need because the Retro Shooter Reapers have all the controls, but it's still convenient and I will still put buttons there. Yes, I am running an iPAQ 2 on this. So the reason I have that is because it has that escape, like a keyboard. That's really the only reason I'm using the iPAQs for this. Other than that, it's like basic wiring, so that's simple. Okay, you got your start, your coins, up, down, enter, and exit. Simple. Also though, with the buttons here, and I'm gonna do some B-roll, I do make custom inserts. And you can see there, like the start button has the crosshair with the guy in the crosshair, 1 player and the 2 player. The coin is actually a Mario coin logo, and the up, down arrows. Yes, I kind of go to the extra extent of making custom button inserts. You get something on Amazon, the clear print, you gotta print it and such. Keep in mind though, you only have such limited space. So I can't put ByVic 55-inch inside of a 1/2 inch sticker. So yes, keep that in mind. I always try to move the camera around so you can kind of see the cabinet. It's hot as hell in the garage, but that's A-okay. You might be able to see it behind me, but real quick, just mentioning, again, this is a standard TCL 55-inch. On this one, it's got the little insignia here. It's actually a QLED TV. You could do OLED. OLED's gonna cost you a lot more money. I would rather you probably supply that on your end, or I could buy that, but OLED is almost triple the cost of this TV here. Keep in mind, this is a dedicated shooter. We're not playing Call of Duty at 120 frames per second. We're not playing Street Fighter 6. This right here is perfect for basics. Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, Dance Dance Revolution, and light gun games. So if you want OLED, we could do that. There's obviously gonna be a price hike on that. Now it's pretty cool, the owner of this cabinet, he actually has a 4-player arcade right next to it. This is going right next to it. It's like an alcove, and it's gonna fit perfectly. His main concern, he's like, hey Vic, my 4-player like control panel, I wanna make sure that the TV clears the control panel. So with that in mind, I adjusted the TV height, which in all honesty, it's the same height as all my other ByVic. So I was like, no worries, that's kind of standard. But that's also what's great with my ByVic design. You could put any screen size to this. I wouldn't really go over like 65. I just never personally tested a 65-inch TV on it or higher, but this is fine. And also it's got a basic TV mount. So you could always raise this up a little bit, or you could always lower it and stuff. As you can see, I do have like the artwork here that I just like to add. It's like little stuff because you got to put something there. So I have the Time Crisis quote and all that. Now, moving on, because like I said, I had the box over there before, but let's talk about the actual PC side of things. I moved all the pieces here. Let's talk about the actual PC specs in this PC here. I actually go to the extent and I give the customer all of the boxes that I purchase everything in. So I'm pretty sure somebody out there is like, oh, Vic, you just say Ryzen 7, but that doesn't mean anything. You could be running a 4-year-old Ryzen 7. Nah. Let's rock. Number one off the bat, again, we're using a Ryzen 7. This is a 7000 series CPU, 7700X to be exact. 32 gigs of G-Skill RAM on this. Again, as far as the GPU, we are running on this the RTX 5060. Now, again, as far as the graphics card, I get whatever is available. The last dedicated shooter that went out, I used, I believe it was a 4060 Ti. Now, I'm at a 5060. As far as the actual M.2 SSD on this, yes, the Samsung 990 EVO, 2 terabytes. Right now, again, I'm using up 1.5 terabytes. So if you have a builder or somebody selling a drive that's 500 gigs, I ain't gonna cut it. Also, as far as the actual power supply on this, you're looking at the 750 watts. Again, custom built, current gen specs PC on this. Going to move the camera back a little bit so we can actually take a look at the rear of this cabinet. As you can see, it is on casters. I normally don't like to move it plugged in because my shop little extension cord, it sometimes is loose, but we're good. Awesome. Take a look at the rear on this. I don't have the door here for video purposes, but I do have a rear door right here. LEDs throughout. I'll show you what it looks like in the dark later on. But again, everything is inside the cabinet. You also have your dual exhaust, which really is bringing air in to the cabinet. Heat rises. So right here, I do have this little shelf here. There's 2 holes here so that air can escape. Vic, what are you gonna do with these shelves? Where is it? I'll just put my convenient keyboard and the mouse. I don't know if you can see the keyboard there, but it's there. It's here. Also, sometimes you want to put the actual TV remote. Convenient way to use space. Again, LED underglow throughout and even on the rear. The customer is going to be putting this like inside of like an alcove, like an indent in his house. The glow on this will be crazy. And yes, it's your basic standard LEDs. Nothing crazy, no cob LEDs, no addressables on this. If you want that, obviously it's gonna bump up in the price, but really no need for addressable LEDs. Now, real quick, some people might be seeing this, they're like, hey Vic, what happens if I put this on its back? The LEDs are gonna rip out. No, this is indented. I've built many of these and I've learned throughout the years. You can see again, LEDs come out. It's like basically 2 strips. So there's a power and the controller, 2 strips go out. 1 strip I have right in the front of the cabinet to illuminate where the pedal is. The other strip comes along and then down here, underneath the cabinet, back up, in, and then up and out. That's how we do it. So there are holes here so the LEDs can run. Real quick note on these exhaust fans, which are really PC fans. Again, I have it where air is going into the cabinet. This isn't pulling air out. Because as you can see how the PC is, air is like here. So air is being pushed in and then it kind of goes out. Also with the gun holsters, like that's an open cavity, so air could escape out of that and such. Where was I going with this? Basic PC fans. These happen to have RGB glow, not addressable, so there's a little bit of a rainbow effect, which is pretty cool. Now on these, I always put the actual power button. This is an arcade button, but this is also meant to shut down the PC. You could shut down via big box, the option, or you just hit the button and you shut it down. For you to do that though, you do have to hardwire your actual PC motherboard. That's where this comes into play. Look, see? This right here, as I deliver this and even as I send these out, as you can see, there's a whole PC here. I don't like to put these decased and hard mounted into the actual cabinet, especially because you have to have that graphics card safely mounted. You can't just have it rattling around. So a PC case is great. They also make these like open air PC cases, but I never really like to hard mount that in. But basically what I have, you have your disconnects. If you ever have to pull out the PC, like when I deliver this cabinet, there's gonna be basically 3 separate pieces. You got the cabinet itself. I'm gonna have the PC outside in its own box when I transport it, along with the subwoofer for the Z533. I'm still trying to figure out a way to hard mount it when I have to send it out. Right now, basically, I make like a block of wood that's like a Z shape. And this way, when it gets to you, if you're ordering it freight lined and all that, you just take out the bracket and that's it. But yeah, there's the rear of the PC. Solid. Now, real quick, I forgot to show off the night mode. As you can see, the underglow, the LED buttons, and you can see it projects to the rear because of those rear mounted LEDs that I have. Looks solid in the dark or in the light.